What's up, YouTube? This is going to be a trade recap of the trade I took today on EU. Simple as trade. Ended up taking a short, close to a 2.5 RR short, and ended up winning it. Although my runner got stopped and then hit, but it was all in all a pretty solid trade. So let's get into it. So on the 4 hour, as you can see, we came into a daily CB. Yeah, we respected the daily CB. We made a higher high, higher low, higher high, and then made a lower low, making this uh, making this higher low to higher high breaker. This was the um, this was the starting level or the opening of the breaker. So yeah, on the 4 hour this was happening. Also, we have 4 hour BC right here, and this right here was the daily immediate rebalance level, right? So if price is really bullish, which it is on the higher time frame, on the daily, as you can see, price is really bullish. So best case scenario is that we have a big leg up, which we did because of Trump's speech, and he talked about the tariffs and stuff. So we had a huge bullish candle, bullish day. So after that, if we were really bullish, we had to fill in the inefficiencies, right? So we had a daily rebalance level, which was the top of this bullish wick. So this level was also tapped in today. This was my runner, by the way. This I had my runner on the immediate rebalance level. So going on to the lower time frame, as you can see on the lower time frame, on the 1 hour, we made a higher high, then we made a higher low, then we made a lower high. So this can be considered, we can consider this leg up from the higher low to the lower high. This can be considered as a mitigation block too, but because higher time frame has more value or is more important, I considered the 4 hour breaker block are more important. So going on to the 15 minute, that's where I took my entry. So after we made this high right here, respected the daily CB, Asia session made a high. Then after that, we had strong bearish order flow or price action. Then we came up, we rebalanced to the OTE. I know the chart's a bit messy right now, but we rebalanced to the OTE of this leg down, right? We filled in a 15-minute CB, we had a SMT. So this SMT is not really that important because this high is not important or significant swing high, but the fact that this 15-minute CB, EU tapped into the CB and DXY did not. So we can consider this as a divergence between the two assets, that DXY did not fill in this CB or BC, but EU did. So that can be considered as a divergence between the two assets. So EU did fill it, so DXY did not have to fill it, and then ended up dumping. So this was it. This is where I took my entry. I rushed my entry a bit because by the way, on the 1 hour, as you can see, we have a CB, right? So what I wanted to see was we make a we break structure to the downside, which we did, right? We filled in this 4-hour BC. We went up. I wanted us to respect this 1 hour CB, which it did. It also tapped into the 15-minute CB and a day in the daily CB once more. So these CBs were perfectly respected and closed within, I mean, not closed above. So that was a good indication, and that meant that the CBs are acting as perfect resistance level. So I made a SMT, respected the 15-minute CB. After that, we had what really, as I said, I forced my entry, right? I did have this 5-minute change of save delivery afterwards. After taking my entry, should have entered on this 5-minute change of save delivery and the retrace back into it, but I rushed my entry a bit because I was confident in my trade and I was confident in my setup, right? So I rushed a bit, but I shouldn't have, by the way. I shouldn't have. So we had this 5-minute change history of delivery, filled in the CB, daily CB, 15-minute CB, came into the OTE of this range, right? 5-minute change history of delivery, SMT at the highs, or a divergence at the high, 5-minute change history of delivery. Change history of delivery took this low, respected this BC, then came up into the chain history of delivery and ended up dumping. This was the London low. My target initially was the London low. That's where I took most of my positions off. After that, I left I left like 10 to 15% of my position as a runner towards this daily immediate rebalance level. I did move my TP a bit above because we had a busy resting right here, so I wasn't really sure if we were gonna come to the daily immediate rebalance level to the tick, or just fill in the BC and reverse back up. So this was it. What ended up happening was I did take most of my trades off, most of my position off at the London low, and then moved my stop to the this by the way, this CB, this BC, wait a second, this BC inversed and acted as a resistance later on, which also further added to my bearish bias, right? Added to my, I was like more convicted in my, I was more sure of my bias, right? So what happened was I took most of my positions off right here and left a runner for the daily immediate rebalance level or to this price target right here. But what ended up happening was I moved my stop. I moved my stop just to the opening, or yeah, to the opening of this CB right here, and it was quite unfortunate that I got stopped out just to the tick. After that, price went ahead and my runner would have been hit, but yeah, that was pretty unfortunate. I should have put my stop a bit higher. So all in all, a pretty solid trade. Yeah, pretty solid trade. This was it for this video. Hope you learned something. It was a pretty solid trade. One thing to add is that although we did come pretty close to this high right here, that did not make me stop my positions at break even or make me exit the trade, right? Which it did previously in my previous trade. So that's something I learned. Price came close to the close to this high right here just to fill in the CB. It wasn't like it's going to break above the high and then go towards the buy side above, because the higher time frame bias was that we are bearish, right? So us going close to that higher high did not really impact my or affect my bias. It was just price filling in this CB and then having a divergence between the two assets, and then we continue dumping down. So all in all, perfect trade, perfect execution. Hope you learned something out of this trade. At least I did from my previous trade, or else I would have again stopped my trade at break even. So yeah, this was it for this video. See you in the next one. Bye bye. Okay, so one thing I forgot to mention was that we were bearish biased on this, and we were having clear indications, tendency of delivery, and then we had a divergence up here, and then we inversed this BC. But I was also looking at DXY and observing its price action too. We had a change of delivery right here too. We filled in the OTE. So all in all, what I'm trying to say is that I was looking at DXY as well and making sure that my bias on both EU and DXY were matching, right? I was having bearish confluences on DXY as well as EU.